How'd you like last year? Give me your estimation of how it went.
Yeah, so last year, obviously, I wasn't expecting much. We were able to go to the playoffs, which was a surprise to me since I did not even have us going to the playoffs. But I think last year, Nick Sirianni's first year, Jalen Hurts, there was a lot going on. And obviously, the issues with the wide receivers weren't so helpful. So I think last year was a little bit pleasantly surprising, but still disappointing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I liked it last year. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm a huge fan of what the team did. Given the circumstances they had to play in. Are you team Hurts or not? Hello, did we freeze up?
I know I've been having some technical. It froze because I couldn't handle how much I love Jalen Hurts. The energy was too much going on.
Yes.
That's
Good
what it was.
answer. Good
Delicious.
comeback. I like it. I like
It
it.
was because, yeah, that's all it was. But Jalen Hurts, honestly, I have to go back to the first time I saw him play. It was when I went out to camp.
You guys see the excitement, the electricity that she has
I
going
know.
on right now. That's how
So,
excited she is about our Eagles and Jalen Hurts this year, baby.
not that I need a new computer. It's the Jalen Hurts. But when I saw Jalen play for the first time, I was blown away. The athletic ability that he had, and obviously being in the Big 12, I followed him there. And then when he got on the Birds, I was so pumped up because not only is Jalen Hurts one of those guys that's great in a locker room, a great person outside of football, but he puts in that work. And a lot of people, they just see him as the kid that transferred from Alabama. They don't see him as the guy that puts in that work. So as soon as he got on that Birds, I was pumped up because I love Jalen and I want him to be here for the long run. I'm not looking at this as, his potential last year. I'm looking at this as his potential future as our quarterback going forward. Mic drop.
I love it. I love it. The energy there. You are on the same boat as I am. Thank you. It's finally good to talk to someone that's on the same level. Jalen Hurts is that dude. He's been that dude his whole life. He's only gotten better his whole life. He got more advantages this year with the weapons, being in the same system. The team just growing together as a whole, man. Like, he's about to do some big things. I already told everybody I think he's going to be an MVP candidate for sure. Like, I don't think there's anything less.
He will be. I think
How'd you like that?
just really fast, I think people underestimate his ability. You know what I mean? So when you say
Yeah,
MVP candidate,
a
some people,
lot.
they might be like, oh no, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm the same way because I feel you. I'm on the same exact level when it comes to Jalen Hurts.
I go like, how do you say, he sucks or he shouldn't be our starter? He's not the future when you only compare him to the games played. You know what I'm saying? He's played 20 games. You put his 20 games up against anybody in the NFL. He's the only quarterback with 4,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing in his first 20 games. Like, come on now. That to me is showing that he's a very productive player. And the most thing, he's a playmaker. He doesn't have to be your pocket quarterback. He doesn't have to be your running quarterback. He'll make whatever play he can make when he makes it, but I guarantee it's going to be a big play. Like, how many highlights did you see Jalen have? Who was number one in fantasy football last year? I know that doesn't matter, but you know what I'm saying? That's putting up numbers.
Jalen knows how to get those numbers for fantasy football, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jalen.
Right?
I had him as a quarterback.
But just logically speaking, just a progression as a quarterback. Of course, he's going to get better when you're playing in the same system. You got better talent. Even on the defensive side, they don't understand like the defense being so electric and so dominating. It's going to get Jalen the ball back a lot more than he had last year. There's going to be a lot of turnovers. There's going to be a lot of 3-and-outs coming from this defense. This defense is top 5 for sure. This offense is top 5. It's like this is going to be a devastating year for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to go out there as steamroll teams. It's not even going to be funny. That's just my perspective. Right. I won't try to push it on anybody, but that's just how I feel about it. How'd you feel about the draft and the players who picked up there?
Oh, how do I feel about the draft? That draft night was one of the best nights of this entire year. The trade for A.J. Brown, first off, and acquiring him, insane. Jordan Davis, who was unreal. I think a lot of people look at the draft, right? And they're like, okay, we're the quarterbacks. I look at and I say, you know what? Quarterbacks are important. But because I'm so tunnel focused on Jalen Hurts, I was looking at anybody that could potentially help this team's defense. And Jordan Davis, I love that guy. I think that he is going to be. I know it's crazy, but I think that Jordan Davis is a future Hall of Famer. I think that
Boom. Boom, you said it. Thank you for saying it.
I think he
Thank
will.
you for saying it. Because that means you see the same thing that I see. You see
Yeah.
the biggest man to play DT come out of college on the best defense ever,
Mm-hmm.
with his best one of his buddies, that those two were the best players on that Georgia defense, hands down. And they come here to Philly together, and he's just imposing his will on people. Like everybody's seen the Jordan viral video that went out there. Jordan Davis just steamrolling them back.
Right.
But you don't realize that Jordan Davis is going to be able to do that against a lot of players in the NFL. Like the top notch centers, how many are there? Like no one's naming off. Oh, this center's that good. This center that great. Jason Kelsey is the best center in the league in my opinion, and I don't even think it's even close. There's a couple other young guys that are out there doing good jobs, but come on now, since the Pouncey brothers left, there's not really been that much competition there. You know, um, it's going to be devastating to see him. Him on second team is perfect. Him and Milt Williams going in there together, dominating. It's just like Fletch and Hargraves. Fletch, the big guy, Hargraves, the more quicker guy, getting the sacks. It's same situation except for Jordan Davis. I think before the season's end, it will be the starter because I just think he's going to be that imposing. Like you can't stop that athleticism and speed and size. You don't teach that. That's just God given. Abilities and freaking talent and physicalities and whatnot.
I
So
think him and Fletcher, they're going to switch out this season. I,
yeah,
I think that he's going to be a mentor towards him. And I think come maybe week 12, we're going to be seeing Davis start. I think it's interesting, though, right, that Davis has already made this big impact already with the viral videos. And especially, I was at open practice and I got to see that. That was literally right in front of me.
how
And
was it?
it was, I am so excited for game day. We play, I believe, the Vikings on September 16th at home. Or is it the 18th? It's 18th, math, because we play week 11. I mean, 9/11, math. But the stadium electric, everyone's pumped up. And Jordan Davis got a huge round of applause, standing ovation when he came out of that tunnel. So we're all in for him in
Were
Philadelphia.
you low or did you get to see his size, like up close and personal?
Oh, I saw his size. I was low. And they kind of, because of COVID and stuff like that, they have it so you can't really get close. But when everybody else looks so small and somebody just looks so big, that's when you know.
Everybody else. I know the picture with Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis. I've never seen a man, period, ever look. Made Fletch look small. Fletch has always been like the biggest guy on our team. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest guy in the NFL. Like he was the best run stopping DT, while Donald was the best, sack getting, pass rushing DT in the league for years. You
I've never
know,
seen
and Jordan Davis makes him look like his little brother. It's
it.
crazy.
It's insane. And Davis, his athletic
Davis
ability.
next to Myalata. Did you get to see that?
Oh, wait, what did you say?
I said, did you get to see Davis, standing next to Myalata to see that size difference in those two
Yeah.
guys?
And Malata is huge. It's honestly, I've never seen anybody built like that. And I think it's awesome that we have him because to be that size and to have that athletic ability, that's a huge advantage. And other teams should be scared. They should be scared because I'm only 5'2". I'm not much of anything. And I'm imagining being next to him on the field, him coming at me. I would be terrified. So I cannot imagine because some of these guys, I mean, I know I said I'm 5'2". Some of them might be a foot taller than me, and I'm like, yeah, you're still
Yeah.
not there, bud.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. They're gonna dominate this year. Like, even to see what if Fletch and Jordan's on the field at the same time.
That could be
Maybe what happened if we're thinking, oh, it's the end of the road for Fletch. We're probably gonna trade him, or he's probably gonna lose his spot to Jordan Davis. What if that's not the case? Fletch balls out. Hargraves kind of takes a little dip, and JD go and replaces Hargrave. No one thought about that. Now you got two monsters together on the field at the same time. It'll be over.
Yeah, I didn't actually think about that possibility, and I like that a lot. I think that having both Fletcher and Davis on the field, that's kind of scary. I personally think that Fletcher is going to retire at the end of the season. It sucks. I like him a lot. He's one of my favorite players, but I can't see him going to another team, to be honest with you. He I think that he's just going to
Yeah,
be
I
done.
don't think Fleck's going nowhere else. I think he kind of knows like they're going all in this year. People didn't believe that they were going to go all in this year, and I think they did. And now they're like, we're going to set off into the sunset. Imagine winning another Super Bowl this year.
Oh, I
Kelsey,
can't
Fleck,
imagine.
all of our guys retiring off into the sunset together. You know,
Oh,
that's what I'm seeing at the end of this year.
the the thing about the Super Bowl, right, that gets me is that day, 2418, was probably the most special day of my life. I think for all of our lives. I think that day was just so unreal because it was like a movie, right? And I think that's what makes Super Bowl so cool because that would be like a movie situation to be able to retire and to walk away being the best. And the idea of winning another Super Bowl, that gives me butterflies. Before it was more angst because I was like, oh my God, we might lose. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up. But now that you know what it's like to win, it's Jason Kelsey said, underdogs or hungry dogs. And I'm hungry because everyone is still putting us under. They're like, oh, you're not going to win the NFC East, so you're not going to win the
They're
NFC.
funny. I
Yeah,
don't even, I don't even think about the NFC East anymore.
no, it's a joke.
I'm
It's a
way
joke.
past that.
No, but
You
people
know,
still say the Cowboys. They say Washington with
Cow.
washed up
No,
Wets. Really? It's beyond me. Daniel Jones and the Giants are not even in question. So thank God no one has said that to me at all because that's delusion. I get fired.
Carson Wentz on Washington. What you think about it?
He's washed up. I think that he's a nutcase. He was the first player ever in my entire life. Well, then we had Ben Simmons, but in my entire life that disappointed me off the field because when those reports came out that he was upset that Nick Foles led the team in the Super Bowl, that hurt me because as somebody that's so passionate about the Eagles, that's so passionate about the city and what football truly means to all of us, for someone to say that, at the end of the day, it's your goal to win as a team. It's a
Mm-hmm.
team sport,
Super
football.
Bowl is a team, accomplishment. You need the whole team. You can be the best quarterback in the league. Dan Marino, for instance, never won a Super Bowl.
No.
Baller, straight baller.
Mm-hmm.
Brady wins all of them, but he's on good teams.
Good
You know,
teams.
that's how it is. Like I was the hugest Carson guy too, for a little bit. Because I understood like a couple of those seasons that we were really hard on him. We led the league in drop passes. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of drop balls where Carson could have more yards, more touchdowns, more everything.
Right.
And our offensive line was decimated. It's just like okay, whatever. But Carson lost me when he didn't say nothing when he left. You know, like you seen Zach Ertz when he left, he made a long speech. He did his thing. Respect Zach forever.
Right.
Carson, nah.
He didn't care about the city. And Ertz, he still has his foundation here in Philadelphia, which is giving back to the community still. And that's the kind of person that I want on this team. And to be so disrespectful to a team that gave you a ring. Yes, he did help us get there. I will never deny that. If it wasn't for Wentz, we probably wouldn't have even made it to the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl, you were injured. Your team stepped up. Your team was hungry. And then to leave and not thank the city, Tom Brady had so many issues with New England, but he still thanked the fans. He
Facts.
still stepped up. And that's the thing about Wentz. And maybe something in South Dakota makes him all weird. I don't know. I haven't been, but or North Dakota. They're all stupid. But I think that's what got me so kind of drawn away because I grew up with Donovan McNabb. And McNabb, I still love McNabb. McNabb's one of those guys that I look back and I'm like, he was my childhood. And while people were hard on him back then because some of the things with how he played, he's still one of the best, I believe, of all time.
Yeah, he definitely one of the best QB. Who you got all time? for your starting quarterback?
All-time starting quarterback. I was gonna go with McNabb anyways, so McNabb.
Right now, hey,
I
that's a fair argument. I love Randall. You see the jersey,
Randall
you know,
Cunningham.
like
Yeah.
that's my dog. I'm named after him too, so
Oh, that's
that
really
also helps. But
awesome.
you
No, he's
know, Donnie's right there. You
mhm,
know, I love Donnie until he sold his soul to Chunky Campbell Soup and
right.
threw up in the Super Bowl and choked away when T.O. was having such a great game. You
Yep.
know, I felt that Super Bowl, but I know that I understand the sports entertainment, so that's where I leave that one. But
Yep.
I I think I think the Eagles can do it this year. I think everything's lined up. We have the best team on paper. Like I can't think another team, and like right now we're seeing Jalen Rager. How do you feel about the AJ Brown pickup? That's where I didn't get to.
And that was awesome. I think that's what solidified that this year is going to be different because having an AJ Brown with Hurts, I just knew right away that this solidified us winning the NFC East. This solidified us being playoff contenders. And the things that AJ Brown can do with how he can maneuver his body, his footwork, his athletic ability on the field, we're going to go to a whole new level. I think it was one of the best decisions that my boy Howie Roseman could have ever made. That was the highlight of the draft.
Yeah, facts.
A
AJ's
plus.
gonna be like people don't realize AJ's gonna make this whole offense just woo jump.
Unreal.
Like people gotta realize the way it works. Your first year you're good. Even you can be. It depends how good, how fast you can pick up the game of NFL football. How good you're gonna be that first year. But if you're a star player, you're usually a star player. Devontae Smith, all time Eagles rookie receiver. But he left plays on the field. He struggled a little bit. You know what I'm saying, at the beginning of the season, he had to learn how to get off a press man. Get out of double teams. You know what I'm saying. So he's going to develop this year. He's going to be another excellent receiver. I think AJ had it right, 1A, 1B, because they're both starting receivers. Quez Watkins, my dog.
He
Last year, huge Quez Watkins fan. Love him. You know,
was.
he I love how he came out and said, I'm the fastest man in the NFL. Check that out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty legit. He's like Tyreek Hill, step away. I'm the new fastest man. I think he can be. He had the longest play last year. Jalen had the longest road to that, Quez Watkins. And he got electrifying speed. And everybody's gonna be, worried about Smith, Brown, Goddard,
Right.
Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts running the ball out of the backfield. That's going to leave that third receiver. And people don't realize. Look at Dallas. Why you think Dallas kept had to pay Gallup so much money?
Yep.
He was the third receiver. Coop was number one. CD was number two. Gallup was number three. The attention goes one, two, then three. You do that now, you got Quez Watkins on your third cornerback or safety or outside linebacker. None of those guys are going to keep up with Quez Watkins' speed.
No.
Come on now. Come on.
Amazing.
Wake up, guys. Like, it's about to get ugly.
Oh, wake up.
It's about to get ugly in the NFL. I keep referring to the greatest show on turf because someone got to eventually break that record. And the talent that's on this roster, they can do it.
They
They can
could.
do it. You know,
I've never seen a roster like this, and I think ESPN put out a report, and we're in the top 7 rosters of the NFL going into the season, which is quite nice. Because usually everybody is against us when it comes to that. So
yeah. This year they've been doing it all year long, all off season long. We've heard, you know, top 5 here, number 1 here, top 5 there. You know what I'm saying? Top 10
you're not
there.
going to last any longer.
Of your whole team, like everybody made a big deal. How'd you feel about when Miles Sanders said he feels like we're on an All Star team? That's what we talk about. Like, did you take that personally? Did you like, hey, Miles, shut up, you can't complete a season, or did you feel about like, hey, listen to what he said. He said they all practice and they all feel like they're practicing on the All Star team. Look around, who's on the roster? All Star players. You know, Jalen Hurts, Pro Bowl alternate. AJ Brown been their Pro Bowl. Kelsey, Lane, all Pro Bowlers. Sweat, BG, Fletcher Coss, Hargrave, Slay, Bradbury. The whole team, they're all Pro Bowlers. So why can't you say that you feel like you have practice in, with an
Because
All
it
Star
is
team?
all
Because he
stars.
is all stars, all beast. They about to go do some damage this year, man. They're gonna
No
do
one's
some damage this year.
No
How do
one
you
is
like
ready.
about how do you feel about our linebacker core this year? Do you think they got better? How you feel about N'Kobe Dean? You think he's going to be the guy that I think he's going to be? I think he's going to be great. The linebacker we've been waiting for years, type player.
Love N'Kobe. Love N'Kobe. When we got N'Kobe, I was so pumped up because this was one of the guys that I wanted going in. I think that he's it. He puts his head down, hard worker. You don't really read much about him, I feel like, in the press or reports from camp. But he's one of those guys that's putting in that work. He's going to make the team. He's going to be great. I am excited to see him in action. He's going to pleasantly surprise us all. I'm telling you, N'Kobe Dean. And I don't know if you're into fantasy much, but I
Yes,
love N'Kobe. He's going to be great for. I'm
are you
just
giving out fantasy snippets? Make sure if you're in the league with defensive players, you go get linebacker N'Kobe Dean this year, the sleeper from Haley.
It's going to be unreal. It's going to be a movie. Complete movie. Dude, I every single time I think about the Eagles, I get butterflies. I get like the
Right?
chills. I can't wait until September. Oh, well, they chose like the worst date for the league to be in, so I don't want to even say it. But I'm just excited for that second weekend in September on that
Yeah,
Sunday.
it's gonna be awesome. You go to all games?
All games, all games.
Oh,
I watch every game. I write. I mean, I've been writing about the birds.
oh yeah, we didn't even do that. I'm so sorry. Like, let everybody know where you're from, what you do, girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. That's how excited I was to talk. I'm like,
Yeah, we got right into it.
which is
We got right into it.
I was
Yeah.
pumped. Haley Taylor Simon, based out in Philadelphia. I work at 97.5 The Fanatic, which is Philadelphia's FM sports radio station. I'm a producer, content creator, write a lot of articles. And yeah, that's basically it about me. I have a hockey podcast. Ironically, I love hockey, but football is my number one.
Right.
I love everything football. Unfortunately, the football season is a little bit short, so it doesn't give me enough time to truly, you know, dedicate. Because with my hockey, I can come on every couple weeks and give an update. With football, the season is so short and intense that usually I just write about it. But I commend
Hey,
you. I love my football podcasters, especially my Eagles ones.
exactly. We the best. We the best. Eagles definitely, I feel like, have the best podcasters out there.
Yeah, no,
You
you guys
know,
are.
we're so diverse. We all got our own styles. We all do our own things. But we all have our own opinions about things. Everybody calls me the fan. I love my Birdsman. I talk some mad shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the Eagles, man, I don't care.
No,
I
I'm
don't
the same
care.
way.
You're
I
not
will
going there. I'm gonna give
always.
you the reason why you're not.
I always, and this is kind of funny, but I am the biggest critic of the Eagles. I'll be at the games and they'll be doing something. Oh, I just saw that comment, Drew. But I'll be at the games and I'll like scream at the team, and everyone's like, "Are you an Eagles fan?" I'm like, "I have my jersey on. I got my face paint." I'm like, "Of course I'm an Eagles fan. It's because I care. Put me in. I'll coach the team." Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, step up on defense. I think that
Woo!
it's oh my god, I am just so pumped up. You got me
How do you
pumped up.
feel about the coaches?
I love Sirianni. At first, I didn't like Sirianni, and I was upset that Peterson got let go because that was the man that was able to give me the best thing in my life, and that was that Super Bowl. But Howie knows best, I guess. Well, now I'm kind of
Yes.
seeing it. Um, Sirianni, he sometimes says some stupid things about fertilizer, climbing mountains,
Hey,
things that
since he said the fertilizer speech, we
we
went
have
on.
on fire.
We don't fire, man.
And
You
I think
gotta
that
get. I feel like you gotta give all of them their flowers right now. But
he,
for me, the pressure is definitely on the coaches. Sirianni took a step back. He's gave up the play calling duties to Shane, and Gannon got a lot to prove in that defense. He got all the players he needed. The offense got all the players they needed, and let's see what they can do. They're going to be those coaches they talked about. I think first year. Let's see if we even know how to coach, and they showed it. They know how to coach good enough to get us to the playoffs
yep,
and a
he did
winning
that.
record. So now let's see what you got. Now that okay, you got us to the playoffs with a winning record. Now we eject your defense with talent. Get you a guy like AJ Brown on the outside, Jalen Hurts' best friend. Let's see now have an awesome draft. Let's see now if you can win those football games in that championship you're talking about. And I think that's what went down. and it is up to them to do it. Like if they don't do it, it'd be a total failure. It'd be all their fault.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, and I was talking to somebody about this. If Gannon doesn't make the right calls, plays defense, he'll be out by week 7. I know that's a little bit early in the season, but I truly don't think that he will be here through the midway point of the season. I mean, you got to look at it like this.
You think he's gonna bog out with all those players?
Well, that's the thing, and that's embarrassing for the Eagles because and that's the worst case. I don't think that there's a way for you to even do that with all those players. But again,
Right.
it comes because some of these coaches, they think they know better, and I mean they do. I mean, I'm not a coach, but they try to like make themselves kind of unpredictable in a sense. Yeah. And I feel like he's the kind of guy, I feel like he just has to go with what he has. With great players, just make the right calls and don't do anything that's going to make you kind of stand out in a way. Because a couple great plays off of some risky calls, cool, that would make you some headlines. That's awesome. But it's not going to win you consistent games. And that's what I'm afraid about with Gannon.
Oh, we got a good question. Yeah, would you panic if we lost to Detroit? You
Yes,
would?
I would panic. I would honestly panic.
Like hit the red button panic?
Probably. I think week 1 is so vital to any football team. And I think just being on the road, I mean, we only have the one preseason game at home on Friday, and then the rest are on the road. And then we go out to Detroit. If we lose to them, it's the Lions. It's the
They got
Lions.
better.
It doesn't matter. It's still the Lions. It's the same team that a decade ago. I will never not hold that against them. They are not competition for the Birds. Okay.
That's true. I will
Now,
say that.
the Lions did put out a video the other day that kind of made me a little bit emotional because I was like, oh, that team actually, like, they care. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I seen it. Look,
And
remember the record from last year or something like that, like motivational speaker of the year.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
They do
Lions.
that all the time though. They're the Lions.
It's the Lions. It's like you can't go on the road. Okay, if you lose to a team like, God, what team? If we were to go to just, I know Green Bay's coming here, but if we were to go to Lambeau and play Green Bay and lost to them week 1, okay, I would, you know what? Good
Yeah,
talk,
but all right.
Rodgers. Okay. The Lions, like, that's a joke. With the team that we have and how loaded we are, there should be no way. So I think I would panic. I think that I would hit that red button. I think that, God, I don't even want to think about that's not even like an option in my head for us to lose at all.
Like even if that was like the only loss in the first like 3 games, like you still feel worried that yeah, I think if we lose to the Lions that'd be bad because I think our team got that much better and we can destroy you last year. You
Right.
got better, we got better, we should be able to do the same thing. I think the game be a little bit more closer this year than last year, but I
Right.
still think, we definitely should destroy them. If we want to be that team that I think we're going to be. I think, remember the year with Carson? This is his second year. They steamrolled teams. Like the Eagles, like, whoa, but we didn't expect it because the roster wasn't configured the same way. Like
Right.
it grew as the season grew. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way up to the trading deadline, it kept growing. You're like, oh wow, oh we just picked up that person. Oh cool, all right. We're moving. We're doing good. Um, this year we've had this team for a while now. Since the draft, we've been the best. The free agency we picked up Bradbury, all those guys.
Very awesome.
Reddick,
Yeah.
White.
Ready.
They're all local guys coming home to play football. They're feeling good about the situation.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win it all. I just said that for the first time.
What would be a failure to you this year? You think? How many wins?
10. I said we're gonna have 11 wins this year. I think anything under 11 is a fail to me.
And what do you think the ceiling is? Like, how high do you think we can do? Like, how good do you think we can be? Like, do you think we can be a 17-0 team? Do you think we can be a 16-1 team?
I
You
think
know,
12 wins or 13 wins. I don't want to be unrealistic. I think that we do struggle against Dallas, and I'm not saying that we're not as good as Dallas.
whew,
We always split.
cowgirl game.
I know, and I have to be a realistic person, right? I can't come on here and just say, "Yeah, we're gonna go 17 and up," because that's not realistic. This is statistically how the Birds have been.
It's not realistic, but do you think that like when you look at the schedule and the teams that we play, it's possible we could beat every team?
I'm gonna listen. I'm on Google. I'm gonna be Eagles schedule because I know the team that we're playing, but I need to see the weeks that we're playing them on. All right, I'm going to break this down for you with the teams that I think
Break
that
it down for us. We're getting the breakdown right now live just to get it.
yeah, this is how pumped up I am. We're going to beat the Lions. We're going to beat the Vikings at home again. A throwback to the Super Bowl run. We're going to beat the Commanders in Washington. We're going to beat the Jags at home. Welcome back to BP. Cardinals, I think the Cardinals might take one, to be honest. Just we don't do well against them. We're going to beat the Cowboys at home, Sunday Night Football action. We're going to beat the Steelers. I think we're going to lose to the Texans at Texas. I know that's a little bit of a crazy one. I just don't think it's a good match.
Lose right now to Texas.
I think so. I think we're going to have
wow.
that
But
week.
I feel you though. I understand what you're doing with this. So keep
You know
going.
I mean? That's the middle of the season. Not good. Commanders, we're going to win again. We're going to beat Commanders in both of the games. Colts. You know who's on the Colts now? Nick Foles, but he's not a starter, so it doesn't matter. We're going to beat them. Packers, we're going to lose to at home. Notice how all of the games I've said, this is the first game that I think we're going to lose at home, and it's against the Packers on November 27th. Again, football, Sunday Night Football. We're going to beat the Titans. We're going to beat the Giants, obviously. And the Bears, we're going to beat the Bears. Cowboys, we're going to lose to the Cowboys in Dallas. The Saints, we're going to beat the Saints. And the Giants, we're going to beat the Giants. So I think I said 4 or 5 losses.
13-4. That's my prediction of the season.
Yep. So
I don't have those same exact losses.
Okay.
But like I think maybe the Dougie P game be like a little too hyped up, you know what I'm saying? And like Dougie P, if anybody's gonna beat us, he's the Super Bowl champion. Remember when Andy Reid left? Andy Reid beat us. Have we even beat Andy yet? Have we beat the Chiefs? Have we beat them? No, I don't think we even have. I think Andy's owned us. So why can't Dougie P? He won a Super Bowl with us. So why can't he? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a BS game that I think we might possibly, lose. Another game would be maybe the Carson Wentz, one of the 2 Carson Wentz games. Maybe Carson could suck the whole year, but maybe he plays good against us one game. McNabb played good against us. Everybody that leaves our team and goes to Washington plays good against us. Deshaun Jackson, McNabb, Trotter.
Don't make me sad. You're saying all the players I like that left us and went to Washington.
They did.
It sucks.
They're haters. They're like, oh, we're going to go beat you up. And they did. A lot of them did. They beat up on us.
That's the thing. It sucks. But they did.
Yeah. So.
Look at that. My Twitter account.
Yeah, we like to get everybody, get followers, and support everybody's channel.
Clap.
But so you said 13-4, so we agree on that. Yeah. Lowest 10 wins, you said.
That would mean that they would have to lose a game to either the Giants or Cowboys for them to get that 10 game winning period. The thing is, right, the NFC East is not a good division at all. We know. But there's no other way that they could lose more than what I said without them losing to one of those teams. And that's unacceptable because with how good we are, that's honestly unacceptable.
Even Dak and CD and them boys, you don't think they can pull one out?
Yeah,
CD. Like if they did, I think we sweep the division too. But if they did do it, I want it to be the first game. I don't want it to be that Christmas.
He's a traitor. Mr. Lamb is a traitor. And it's not his fault. But you don't understand. I know that we just kind of recently met. I wanted him so badly in that draft. I was on. You don't understand. I wanted him so badly. I was on DHgate where you can get like kind of cheaper jerseys, and they had stuff up already where you can customize it. I had it so when he got announced as an Eagle potentially, I could just press like pay and confirm. When I saw those evil Jerry Jones Cowboys, screw you first off. I was devastated. So I want nothing but the worst for him. Even if he came to it one day, I would be like, I like him.
Man, that's great. That's crazy though. Do you think Jalen Hurts? What do you think is Jalen Hurts' floor ceiling like? Do you think his floor is the same play that we seen last year? Good plays from here to there, still inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Even with the upgrade on the offense, or do you think it's more like he's about to hit the next level and MVP candidate or Pro Bowler or How far do you think Jalen can go, and what do you think his floor is?
He's going to be a Pro Bowler, no doubt. I think he's going to have a great season. He's going to throw that ball. He's going to surprise us all with his arm. I know this postseason, he's been working his butt off, getting that arm in shape. And every single day, he's up, working out, getting healthy, getting stronger, being smart, studying more. Not mandatory studying like another quarterback in the league, but he's been putting in the work. And from everything that I'm reading, seeing, and have my insides on, I can confidently say Jalen Hurts might be a top 10 quarterback this season.
Yes.
Top 10.
Yes.
I mean,
Like,
obviously, Tom Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, just to name a few.
like, what do you got him right now?
Right now, I have him as 4. I mean, and I'm not saying top 10 of all time. So before everyone's like, oh my gosh, Haley's crazy. I'm not crazy. I just think that with this team, his numbers are going to be unreal. His playmaking ability is going to be so much more improved that, I mean, with how well I have Eagles doing this season, I can't be a hater and not put him up there.
Yeah. I think he's like 12th right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Excuse me. And he could definitely.
ESPN, they all hate us. They all hate Philly.
And he can move up to like at least top 5.
Yeah. Who would you
I
have?
think he can. I really feel like he's going to win MVP because even if you added all the drop passes, callback touchdowns, hitting yards, the dude, if you add those numbers there, he got like MVP stats. That's why he was an alternate Pro Bowler.
Exactly.
Like if he hit those, we win a couple more games. You're looking at a Pro Bowl. I mean MVP candidate. So I think Jalen Duff is going to do a good job this year. Well, thanks for coming on. Like I know it's late out there in Philly. It's late here, but I want to get a couple of I like to have first time guests give their all time Eagles team.
Okay.
It's your best team, that you've watched, not stats, not anybody else's, just yours. So you start out the quarterback. Give me your top Eagles quarterback and who'll be backing them up.
Donovan McNabb. No doubt, no question. That was my quarterback growing up. He will always be my quarterback. When I think of Eagles, I think of McNabb. So.
Who's his backup?
Michael Vick.
Ooh, Sicky Vicky.
Listen,
What about running back?
I like it.
3 running backs.
Can I just say the entire running backs of the 2017 team?
Oh, that's hard. No one's ever said that too. No one's ever said
all
that.
I can think of. I can't think of
Blunt, Ajayi, and Clement together.
Yep, Ajayi was one of my favorite. Oh my goodness, I miss him. See, this is why I'm sad. Talking about this makes me want to go back in the past because it sucks not being able to see your players that you love so much play again.
That is good. Well, I like that.
Yeah, I just
go with
think of anybody else.
tight ends. Give me 2 tight ends.
You're asking me the tough ones because now, like, I don't feel like we've had any really solid tight ends that I can say. So now I'm like trying to think before my time. I'm only 23.
Ertz.
But I mean, while Ertz, I'm not going to deny that he is one of the best. I don't think if I had it, I just don't know. I mean, I'm not an Ertz hater, right? But I didn't.
You're not putting them in your all time.
I just didn't click with him.
Hey, I feel you.
This is a tough one.
I saw Jackson. Brick Selleck. You got L.J. Smith.
You know what? Selleck's a good guy. I liked Brent Selleck, but everyone's like bullying me into now saying Hurts probably. But no, I just didn't click with him, and I think that's something that I talk to a lot of with people. Where like you're like, oh, were you upset that Hurts left? And of course, I was upset that Hurts left, but it wasn't anybody that crazy. I guess if I had to choose another one besides now Mr. Brent, it would be Chad Lewis.
Chad Lewis. I did love Chad.
OG. OG, man. I had to, that's why I said I had to go back to the OGs because the OGs
Dang.
ones that are the ones that are like, you know what?
Chad
I'll,
made some catches, but he was definitely blocking. He did
I'll,
his thing out there.
he
He
did. So
did his thing.
that was a tough one because I did not want to say Ertz, and I was like, oh,
And that's if you said a name that wasn't Ertz or Mr. Selig, Chad Lewis would be that guy.
yeah. I just didn't click with Ertz.
Did you like LJ? LJ Smith?
Nothing special
No.
for me. Like that's the thing. Like I'm a weird person where like I really need to like have that connection with the player, and sometimes like with Ertz, and like I'm not dissing him at all. Like I hope don't come for me, but sometimes I like this a little bit show offish off the field, and I don't. It just seems a little sometimes phony, but
Hey, Selig. He said, I love Selig and Lewis. Yeah.
yeah,
Chad Lewis was the dude. I liked LJ Smith. Keith Jackson was a beast back in the
Pete
day.
Jackson's good, but
Yeah. Let's
look
go.
at my opinions.
What offensive line? What year? You gonna go this
OL,
year?
OL. I think, huh? This year we're gonna have a great offensive line. I mean, right now it's ranked
Super Bowl year?
well. Am I allowed to say potentially 2022? I mean, we got Jordan, Landon, freaking Kelsey, Johnson. I mean, am I crazy? Am I the problem?
Hey, they're number one for a reason.
I mean, am I crazy for saying that a potential team, not even a team that we have stats on, a potential. You got to ask me this question once the season's over, and I'll be like, oh, maybe I changed my mind, but maybe I'm
I
right.
think you're right. I think you hit it spot on. Because the only other one, there's a couple. There's just been great players. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had to pick a certain year,
Right.
2017, you pretty much got the same players, except for you upgraded. I think via Myalata's better than Vitae, and Landon's better than say Amalu. So, you upgraded there, but you still
Correct me
got
if I'm wrong,
Kels.
but didn't Andy Reid play for the Eagles?
Huh?
Andy Reid, or
He
was there
coached
some?
the Eagles. Big Red.
I know that he coached us. Maybe there's another coach. I'm thinking of a.
Dougie P played for the Eagles.
That's who it was. Like, how cool would that be if we had like? And I was just saying, if Jason Kelsey came back as like a coach.
That'd be tight. Take
I
over
don't
for Stoutland.
know why. I was like thinking of like I knew there was a coach that played for the Birds, and I was like, well, Andy Reid's a little out of shape, but you never know. I mean, but yeah, you're right, Doug Peterson. Mm-hmm. Man, it
Def-
sucks.
defensive lineman.
You got me when I want to say 2022 team.
Hey,
Or
another fair. You have to argue that down. Name another defense that's been this dominant. You know,
haven't even played yet. So then am I crazy? Like, like seriously, I'm asking. Like, is it crazy for me to be so excited about this? And okay, I could be like a little bit biased, right? Where I
no,
could
no, 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 no. Don't go biased, because I believe what you're saying is facts. Like it's
how
facts.
about
We are that good.
how about 2017 though? When I look at those players, I'm like, those were my guys. Maybe in 2005, I can't. I'm
Ooh,
not good at this.
2005.
I can't choose. I can't choose specific
You
years.
chose. You chose the 22 Eagles.
Yeah, and then I
You
also said
won.
2017, 2005, and then I might say, you know what,
We didn't
2000.
have no Jordan Davis.
I don't care.
We didn't
It's.
have. You know,
Do you see my conflict? Because I'm so for this year.
it doesn't.
I
If that's what you believe,
I
you
believe.
know,
I
yeah,
just
nah,
I love the bird.
the 22 will be monsters. Facts, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I don't understand why no one else. Like, I loved how we just did that whole season thing. You're like 13-4, and I'm like, I've been saying that since the beginning
Jorge,
of time. 13-4. There's no way we lose more games than that. And then there's still people out there that thinks we're gonna win like 10 games, 9 games, 11 games. And you don't see the talent that we have on our roster right now. You not see these bona fide studs. Our defensive line going to be monsters this year. Fletcher Cox, like we just said, everybody keep worried about Jordan taking Fletcher's spot. What happened if Jordan and Fletcher on the same field time? You know, like
Yeah.
someone said, what happened if Hargrave, Fletcher, and Davis are on the field at the same time? That's ridiculous. Who are you going to double team? And whoever you don't double team is about to destroy your quarterback.
It's gonna be unreal.
It's gonna be unreal. But yeah, man.
Ask me
Cornerbacks.
Oh, I thought we were.
We're almost done. We gotta do quarterback. I was about to end it too, but I was like, wait, I didn't even finish the list. Let's go cornerbacks.
I know. I was like, wait, are you about to go without asking me?
Oh no, we gotta go linebackers. Even linebackers.
Okay, let me go see. My favorite linebackers has to be
Because the only other
White, Kaiser White.
Kaiser White.
Mm-hmm.
And you say you like Dean too, right?
Yeah. He was good. I mean, listen, Hassan Reddick, TJ Edwards, you got. I don't know, man. Like, I'm so for all these new guys. You can't tell me that I'm not excited. Every single person I'm going to go, I'm going to be like 22 players. Like,
see, Drew likes your pick. He says, stay with it.
okay, but then we got Jeremiah Trotter, right? Seth Joyner.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, Seth Joyner's awesome. Sometimes he comes on the radio show that I'm with, and he's cool. Man, like, but that's all time. This is gonna be an unreal year. You can tell. I'm like, okay, let's go play some football.
How is that meeting all the Eagle players? You from the Eagles, like at your radio station there.
Yeah, so like they call in, so it's like I don't exactly get to
see
them, but they're just such great guys. So it's cool. They're normal guys, right? But then, to me, I met Coach Dick Vermel. He came in a couple months ago, and I was like, Coach, you're awesome. Like, congrats on getting into the Hall of Fame. Like,
right?
So, no complaints.
He said it's getting late. We're singing now.
Yes, right? That's what happens. It's like almost midnight where I'm at. So, yeah, I guess, you know what, Drew? You're very observant. I like it.
Definitely observant. That we're definitely going to get up out of here. Hey, thank you again for coming on. Hit that like, subscribe to her. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube. I have a Twitter account that I post videos on.
That you post videos on. What about, do you do podcasts on there too? Do your hockey?
Yeah, my hockey. So Haley's Hot Take, season 4 now. I had one episode come out about a month ago, and then I'm going to have another one coming out this Friday. So that's going to be cool. Usually in the summer, I keep it like once a month since nothing happens. And then once hockey season begins, which is October, I don't have a life. So
Jalen Hurts MVP, Eagles Super Bowl. We about to dominate this year.
13-4.
13-4. I love it. And thank you guys for coming out. We out. Peace.
We are the nation of domination.